Hassan said, what should we have to say when Supplier asks for physical presence because they don't want to work with online retailers?
So you have two options here. There's two ways to get around this objection. One way is that if you're already well established in the industry, you can say, look, we don't have a physical presence, but we're selling your competitors' brands. And people are asking about your brand. And right now we're recommending and selling your competitors because we can't offer you. So if you don't want to carry us because of no physical look presence, then it's kind of your loss and the ball's in your court. Second way you can get around this is you can look for like a small warehouse space, like a private warehouse in your area, and say, we have a small warehouse space, blah, 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 blah. So I like the first way better.
Well, Joe, I feel like in my experience, when I talk to suppliers, they say, do you want to bring in the products, whatever, whatever? And like, I kind of approach the question like, yeah, we could take stock in. We don't typically do it, but we'll take it in for returns and stuff like that. And to kind of allude that you have a physical location, not necessarily like a showroom, but you have a physical location where you can take stuff in. So being a brick and mortar is much different than having a physical location. And a physical location, even if you have like a UPS box or whatever, anything that looks like a real address, the likelihood that a supplier is going to like check up on that is pretty low. So when they say, do you have a physical location? Just say yes. And then you put in that address. And just because you have a physical location doesn't mean they're going to require you to use it with them.
No, I agree with that. Again, I think there's many ways to get around the objection. I think between what we both said, they've all been covered.
Business. Where do you think Google Ads is heading with the new updates? I don't know what exact updates you're talking about, but Google is kind of gearing more and more towards using AI and using like algorithm-based stuff for their ads, like for their ads platform. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be, considering you have Facebook, you have basically every other social media that's relying on that type of thing. I think the fact remains, though, that Google will have to always have a manual search query based side of their platform, because Google is the place where people go and they put in queries. So I don't think they'll ever do away with not being like, if I want to show up for when someone searches Kitchen Island, I should have the right to go and show up for that precise thing.
Well, I don't know. Is he talking about specific ads updates in relation to Google Ads specific updates, or how the Google search engine is going to be different with the search generative experience or whatever it is when they have like a AI built into their search engine like Bing? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. Or is he talking about like updates to the Google Ads platform?
To me, it's the same thing though, right? If somebody searches a query and the response isn't necessarily a search result, it's a AI response, there is still going to be some pay to play situation for what the AI says. It's still going to show products, in my opinion, and it should still show paid results. So
I'm not too worried about it either way. I think having a business model where you have paid ads is going to give you always the best chance of success, even if search engines become completely AI based. On the flip side of that, I'm kind of like skeptical how far Google is going to move to change their search engine to make it completely AI based, because I feel like there was like so much hype about it in the beginning, but I get the feeling that like regular people, like they don't really care about this. They don't care about having an AI search assistant when they look for something. And I feel like it would be, I would imagine any boomer, which is like the core bulk of the population, anytime they're searching for something and there's this AI assistant that comes up, I feel like it's just going to confuse them. And Google, they have to be very careful. Like that's how they make their money, is people, they have like a cash cow. Like I think they're going to be more cautious to change things than we might have thought originally.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, if you actually survey the amount of people that know what ChatGPT is, or beyond that, use ChatGPT, in our world, it looks bigger than it actually is. Like we see all the people that are actually using it. You go into the real world, probably less than 1% of the population actually knows how to talk to an AI AI bot.
It's marketers, tech people, and students. That's probably about it.
In the beginning, when like new technology comes out, I mean, it was like think about when like the website came out. Not that I was really alive for that, but we had no idea the way that it would be used. People just thought it'd be like, oh, online brochures, because that was like the only way they could conceptualize what a website was. But now, as you see, the internet is the internet, and it kind of goes in its own direction based off of the way things actually get used.